Numeric and string types in JavaScript. A number is the type used to represent integers and numbers with fractional parts. Basically, number covers ints and floats or doubles. Numeric literals, when a number type shows up directly in your code, can support integers in your three main bases, 10, 16, and 2, and if you want to learn more about number bases, I'll have a video linked in the description. Base 10, 1024, base 2, 0b, 11011, base 16, 0x, beefbabe. Floats and literals work like you'd expect. Float literal 3.14, basic math. JavaScript supports the four main operators you know and love: addition, plus, subtraction, minus, multiplication, star, division, division sign. Division works like it would in math class. It doesn't have the quirk from other languages where the types of the inputs could give you different output. For example, if you had an integer divided by a float, in some other languages, the output would be a float, but if you divided an integer by an integer, the output would be an integer. So something like 1 divided by 3, if they're both ints, would give you a 0. JavaScript also supports the modulo operator. Modulo returns the remainder of a division problem. Extended math. Through the math object, you have access to a whole host of other math functions and constants. Math.powAb is a to the power of b. Math.abs of a is the absolute value of a. Math.pi is a constant 3.1415926. Math.square root of 4 is the square root of 4. Math.cosine of math.pi over 2. This does math.cosine, but it's in radians, not degrees. Math.log of 10 takes the natural log of 10. Math edge cases. An edge case is input values that are the boundary conditions of an operation. Division by 0, a positive non-zero number divided by 0 results in infinity. Negative numbers divided by 0 give you negative infinity. And 0 divided by 0 gives you nan, or not a number. Nan arises out of generally doing undefined mathematical operations. 0 over 0, math.infinity over math.infinity, math.square root of negative numbers. It is the only value that doesn't equal itself, so if you wanted to write a function if a value was nan, you would say, does this value not equal itself? The parse functions, number.parseInt or parseInt. Later versions of JavaScript introduced number.parseInt in an effort to get away from globals. The functionality of both functions is the same. Takes in a string, or takes in a number and converts it to a string, and converts it to an integer number. Optionally, specify a second argument that is the base of the number. Base is 10 if not specified. Examples: parseInt of 5.6, the result is 5. ParseInt of ff, and you specify the base is 16, the result is 255, because that's how base 16 works, and again, if you want to see that video, it's linked in the description. Number.parseFloat or parseFloat. Takes in a string, or takes in a number and converts it to a string, and returns a number with a fractional part. Like before, later versions of JavaScript introduced number.parseFloat, but their functionality is identical. Example, parseFloat of string 3.14. The result is 3.14. Strings. Collection of characters. JavaScript does not feature a single character type. Example, this is a string. Have the plus operator for concatenation, which means putting two strings together and putting it in two or more strings together and putting it into one string. Have the char@at method, taco.char@0, the result is t because that's the 0th character in the string. They have the indexOf method, taco.indexOf_t, the result is 0 because the index of t, which is the first character in the string, is 0. It has a split method, separates a string into an array and breaks the string into portions separated by a string you provide. So if you split hello space I space am space Bob, and then you split it by a space, you get a list or an array with hello, comma I, comma am, comma Bob. And that's how the split function works. Strings also have a length property that tells you how long the string is. T.length, the result is 1 because a t is only a string of length 1. String templating allows you to insert value directly into a string by doing the following. Surround string and backticks, which is the number to the left of the 1, and then you do $value within the string to insert the literal value. So here you have a variable the name is string Bob, and then you can say, hello, Bob, and insert the name directly in there without saying name, because if you wrote the string name without doing string template, and it will say hello name and not the actual name of the variable. Final note, strings have many methods that I didn't go over. If you want to see the complete list, follow the MDN link in the description. And MDN stands for Mozilla Developer Network. Don't be overwhelmed by the formatting of the methods. String.prototype.methodName means to simplify it, given some string variable named s, you can call a method name by doing s.methodName. Ciao.